Well, hello there. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Blackout, keeper of the great in-between. A land that's never really seen. Before origins, after destinies, that's where I hang out. But enough about me. I really want to know more about you. As you can surely see, things have gotten pretty screwed up around here. Now, how did you let that happen? You did let that happen, didn't you? I guess the question I really want to ask you is, where were you? Where were you when the first cracks started to appear? When curiosity became replaced with fear? Where were you? Where were you when things first started to turn funny? And everyone began to worship and be controlled by this thing called money. Were you the designer of that? Where were you? Where were you when they formed this thing called country? I never heard of that from a monkey. Where were you? Where were you when they decided that you were a number? I don't recall you making any thunder about it. So where were you? Where were you when they started changing the schools into state brainwashing tools? Weren't you in class? No? Well, where were you? Where were you when they made the hours 9 to 5? Where were you when they just made the hours, period? Were you even alive? Did you agree? Where were you? Where were you when they formed the secret societies of infinite varieties? Were you a member? Well, if not, where were you? Where were you when they started suggesting you just take the pill and keep your mouth shut? I don't recall hearing you object. So where were you? Where were you when they first started putting the drugs in the water? Oh, and let me clarify, not the good drugs, mind you. I don't remember hearing a gurgle out of you, so where were you? Where were you when the chemtrails corrupted the air? Were you even there? Was that you in the sky? Well, where were you? Where were you when they took all of the energy out of the food? How can you eat that garbage, dude? Where were you? Where were you when they first told you were sick? Do you think it was the tainted water, the polluted air, the Frankenstein food that did the trick? Maybe. Where were you? Where were you when they took all of your possessions away? It's the banks now. Didn't you have anything to say? Anything at all? Where were you? Really? Didn't you learn your lesson from playing Monopoly? One person gets it all in the end. I know where you were. You were asleep.